But it's a really fantastic song, of course, by Jimmy Webb and done by Glenn Campbell. One of the most, recorded songs, I think, of that era. Won a few Grammys, great instrumentation, lots of beautiful strings. I'm usually talking about harmony, and I'm usually talking about jazz songs, which have, complicated chords in them usually. This song is a little simpler, but it does follow a fairly unusual chord progression. Talk a little bit about what I know about the song. You got Carol Kaye on that great bass line. That's just such a classic intro, I always like to put that in because I hear it on the recording. And I used to sing this song. My voice is, starting to deteriorate with age, but I'll give it my best. And when you're singing a Glenn Campbell song, if you want to get a little bit of his sound, he grew up in Arkansas, and I believe to an Irish or Scottish family, so it's got a little of the Ive, says the word I, it's usually an I kind of a sound. So any of that kind of Irish or Scottish accent that I can't do it, but if you can put it into your vocal a little bit, it'll help you give you that sound. Though, when you're singing, it's just my little tip for aspiring vocalists out there. Yes, you want to copy your favorite singers exactly as you can, but you don't really want to try to sound like them, because you've got to sound like the voice that God gave you. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. So, you can do impressions and kind of change the sound of your voice, but it's better to just use your own voice and learn from the greats by singing the notes that they sing and with the timing and phrasing that they use, to learn from, and then make it your own. Make it your own. Now, I can't say I've done that with this song, but I am a lineman for the county, and I drive the main road, searching in the sun for another overload. So let's look at the chords. I am a lineman for, so let's do the 4 chord, and then it's like the Steely Dan chord. It's a F mu. You've got F with the A on the bass, and you put the second in, fill out the chord like that. I'm not sure if that's exactly what they do, but it's. And I drive could be an A minor. Just take A minor and change it to that. Drive the main road. C11 is what I like to call this. You got the B flat over the C. And then to D minor, melody. Searching in the sun for another overload. And I should put more vibrato on that. Searching in the sun for another overload. And that's a classic run in there too. You can do stuff like that, but this is the line. I hear you singing in the wire. And once again, you can bring out that Irish sound if you want to do that. I can hear you through the wire, and I can hear you through the wine. And that's not wine you drink. That's the wine of the, if you listen on the phone line, sometimes you hear a little buzz or a whining sound. It's just a high-pitched kind of a sound, especially if you were, grew up when I did and had a long time ago and had a party line. You would hear stuff like that. But, the Wichita Lineman, he's out there working up on the telephone pole, working on the telephone lines, basically. There's some beautiful string lines in here, stuff like that. And the Wichita Lineman, and the Wichita. In the original recording, he does that. He hardly ever did it after that. And I think one of the best recordings is that live concert he does at Sioux Falls. Yeah, for PBS. I mean, he does all his hits, and it's fantastic. It really, I think he was about 64 or 65 at the time, and his voice was better than ever. And the Wichita Lineman. So later on he changed it to that. And the Wichita Lineman. And then again it's like a suspended chord. So A with the G triad is still on the line. Goes to B flat here. This is why pop songs are so great. You know, they don't follow all that 3, 6, 2, 5, 1 stuff very much. You know, they jump around to all the nice chords. And, you know, you hear this little... which is kind of like, I don't know, like Morse code or something maybe, or just the little sound of like your modem hooking up, even though we didn't have modems in those days. I don't know, it's something like that. But a nice counter line is this note down here. And then go to here. I need a small vacation, but it don't look like rain. And if it snows, that stretch down south won't ever stand the strain. And I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time. And the Wichita Lineman is still on the, and if you can make your voice go, still on the line. And then I did it like, bass guitar, and I don't mean a bass guitar, I mean a bass guitar, you know, where you have a guitar where all the strings are like an octave lower and you get that low country sound. I mean, that's just a classic on this song. And I used to love playing this song in the band because Rick Hinkle would, you know, play that with the tremolo on. It just sounded so good. So. Hit this note extra loud and the chord softly. Some nice country riffs in there. And, you know, that's basically the song. There's a little tag ending on some of the chords and everything. Anyway, if you would like to help support the channel,